You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. One man was injured during a Saturday night shooting in Wilkes-Barre. Police were called to the area of 443 Scott Street shortly before 11 p.m. for report of shots fired. The victim was identified as Idris Hollis, who was allegedly approached by 3 unknown males. A dispute then took place where Hollis was shot in the leg. Hollis was treated at the scene before being taken to an area hospital. Anyone with information about the incident is being asked to call Wilkes-Barre Police at 570-208-4200. The pandemic cost millions of Americans their jobs, but now it seems that businesses are the ones without workers. Our Philip Kaufman spoke to State Representative Tara Toohill and has more.
During our last discussion with State Representative Tara Toohill, we took the time to talk about the growing reports of businesses struggling to hire employees.
So the extended unemployment is definitely a disincentive. People are refusing to go back to work. They're refusing to look for work at this time. And it's not just because they're unvaccinated or they don't feel safe. It's that the government has really been incentivizing staying home.
Recently, the National Restaurant Association has found that staffing at full-service restaurants remains down by 20%, or 1.1 million openings, and staffing is even down at places that want to rehire workers.
So large industries are suffering with a lack of employees, as well as small businesses, restaurants. I know restaurants have had to decrease their hours. They're looking at closures because they do not have the employees. So we're really having a labor crisis all throughout Pennsylvania. And local employers here are looking at $15 an hour. That's the starting salary, and they're really begging people. A lot of the industries have signing bonuses of $2,000. So really, we're trying to get the word out and work with the employers that are out there and try to link them with people that want to go to work at this time.
Toohill also discussed her meetings with the Department of Labor in addressing this issue in our local area.
Last week, I met with the Deputy Secretary. Her name is Deputy Secretary Ireland of Labor and Industry, and we discussed the need for having a work search requirement. So at least if you're going to continue unemployment, you have to show that you've actively been searching for a job.
Finally, we spoke on minimum wage increase and what that could do to industries that may turn towards automation.
So the governor, I think, was looking at doubling the minimum wage. There's a very small percentage of people right now in Pennsylvania that make minimum wage. Many are part-time workers. And at this point, during the pandemic, the wages have doubled and tripled, even quadrupled. So I don't think it's as much of an issue right now, and immediately might eradicate certain jobs. Like, I grew up working at McDonald's. It eliminates the cashier. They even have burger flipping machines that they're looking at evolutionizing to.
Authorities in Schuylkill County are on the lookout for a wanted man who failed to appear in court. 28-year-old Richard Arrigo was a no-show for not one, but 3 separate court appearances. He's described as a white male, standing at about 5'6" and weighing around 150 pounds. His last known address was on Fairview Street in Pottsville. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call the Schuylkill County tip line at 570-624-3988 or the DA's office at 570-628-1350. The Department of Health announced that a free long-term COVID-19 testing site will be set up at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport. Acting Secretary of Health Alison Beam said the virus is still present in the community, which reinforces the need for continued testing across the state. The testing site began today and will run through May 28th at 100 Terminal Road, right next to the car rental office. Hours of operation are Mondays through Fridays from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. No appointment is necessary for the completely free testing, which will be done on a first-come, first-served basis. Fork Over Love set up its food distribution dates and sites for the month of May. Distributions will be held each Tuesday starting on the 4th at St. Faustina's Parish in Nanticoke, followed by the 11th at St. John the Baptist Parish in Larksville. The Luzerne County Courthouse grounds will host on the 18th in Wilkes-Barre, and the Wyoming Area Catholic Elementary School will host the final one in Exeter. Avoid arriving early for the distributions held from 5 to 6 p.m. each Tuesday. Meals will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis, so remain in your car, wear a mask, and follow the drive-through signs to pick up your food. Visit forkoverlove.org for more information or to learn how you can help support the community. Pennsylvania State Police took a moment on Sunday to pay recognition to the department's fallen troopers. Wyln's Julie Stefanovich has more on the 2021 ceremony.
99 fallen Pennsylvania state troopers were honored on Sunday for making the ultimate sacrifice. The annual memorial consisted of a video tribute in lieu of an in-person ceremony due to the pandemic.
The world that we knew has changed. Many of us have been unable to see our family and friends for over a year, and we continue to deal with evolving adjustments. But the fortitude and perseverance of the Pennsylvania State Police family remains unchanged.
Colonel Robert Ivanchik gave his remarks about those lost in the line of duty.
It is a privilege to provide this message to you as we honor the memory of the Pennsylvania State Police troopers who have laid down their lives to protect the citizens of this Commonwealth.
The names of the fallen troopers are etched into the memorial wall at the State Police Training Academy in Hershey. Trooper Donald Brackett's name was added this year after he died while suffering a medical emergency while on duty back in May of 2019.
While we acknowledge the ultimate sacrifice they made, it is also important to memorialize the lives they lived. We also know that their loss was, and is to this day, extremely painful to bear.
Governor Tom Wolf marked the occasion by proclaiming May 2nd as Pennsylvania State Police Day. Ivanchik also went on to mention the sacrifices of the families who suffered through the losses of the fallen troopers.
These true heroes carry forth a touch of inspiration and provide a message to us who wear the gray, a message that we bear the duty and responsibility to be faithful to their spirit and honor their sacrifice by being worthy representatives of this department.
PSP was created back in 1905 by Governor Samuel Pennypacker and became the first uniformed police agency of its kind in the United States. Yesterday's service was in conjunction with the department's 116th anniversary. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up on Wyln News, some polling site changes for Luzerne County voters. Plus, who's Marty talking sports with this week? But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Liz. I'm 5 years old, and it's gonna rain out. Bye.
Hi folks, welcome to Let's Talk Chiropractic. I'm Dr. John, this is Ismania, Dr. Alex. Tune into the show this week. Ismania could not get pregnant because she had to lose 300 pounds. Through gastric bypass surgery she did, and miracles happened, so tune in.
Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Wyln TV 35 is looking for part-time seasonal live sports videographers and production crew. Evening and weekend work is required. Candidates should have experience in sports production and camera operation. Please contact Wyln TV 35 at 570-459-1869 extension 1172 or email news@wylntv.com.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill. It's Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton Mazda. Hey guys, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of brands out there. You're looking for something all-wheel drive. You're looking for something sporty. You're looking for something reliable. According to Consumer Reports, Mazda has emerged as the most reliable car brand, beating Toyota and Lexus. You might as well get the most reliable car from the most reliable dealer. So if you're in the area, come on down to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. We are the largest Mazda dealer in central Pennsylvania as far as inventory goes. Check them out online at blazealexander.com. We'll even deliver them to you.
Election Day will be here before you know it, and voters will see changes to some in-person polling places in Luzerne County. The County Election Board announced that 38 polling sites are changing, including one location in Hazleton. Wards 1 and 2 will now be in Hayden Tower at 2 East Broad Street. Voters who'd rather hand-deliver their ballots at a drop box will now have 4 sites available to them. The boxes will be set up at Hazleton City Hall on weekdays from 8:30 to 4 p.m. Other boxes will be located at Penn Place in Wilkes-Barre, the Pittston Memorial Library, and Nanticoke City Hall. Visit LuzerneCounty.org for more information on this year's Pennsylvania primary. Rite Aid announced an expansion of vaccine appointments at all 2,500 locations across 17 states. The pharmacy chain said the expansion follows the latest vaccination guidance issued by the president, allowing people 16 and up to get vaccinated. The company will also start allowing for walk-in customers to receive Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccinations on a limited basis. However, those ages 16 and 17 should contact locations directly to schedule, as appointments are limited. Anyone eligible for the vaccine can also find available appointments using vaccinefinder.org. Wyln's all-time OT hero Marty Burns has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off season across our viewing area. MMI boys basketball and junior high baseball coach Joe Flanagan is on this week. So let's talk sports. Here's part 1.
Coach, we have been talking in past episodes about the COVID pandemic. Let's backtrack to 2020. Your season had ended, and you're getting ready to help out Coach Yastrzemski with the baseball team. And then the pandemic hits with all kind of closures and stoppages. And basically what happened, the spring sports season, not only for MMI, but throughout the country, the spring sports came to a stop. How did that affect the MMI spring sports and in particular the baseball team?
Well, I mean, I'll speak to the junior high first. You know, I think we had 2 practices, and it was hard. It was, you know, those kids really wanted to play, and, you know, the season went away. And again, I'm going to go back to this a lot for COVID. All the seniors that lost their high school senior year, you know, you never get that back. So for that part, it was sad to see that. But again, at that point of the COVID pandemic, no one really knew what was going on. And it was, you know, definitely the right decision.
And I've often talked about it during our broadcasts and such, to see seniors, no matter what the sport, no matter boy or girl, lose their senior season, and a lot of times all we had ever had to go on was injury.
Right.
But now the pandemic, and to see those youngsters, because a lot of them, you know, you see the commercials about college athletics.
Right.
You know, only 14% go on to play professionally.
Sure.
Well, you know, you don't get that. You probably have that same percentage that go on and play in college. Other kids, it's the last time they're putting on a uniform.
Right.
and to see their senior campaign ended, whether it is pandemic or injury, it's just heartbreaking.
Really, and you know what I think the worst part was? Even the kids that were going on to maybe play at the next level, they couldn't even work out. Like, they didn't even know where to go or what to do. So, you know, it was trying on everybody. And, you know, and I mean, just us as coaches, you know, we pride ourselves on trying to keep everybody positive, and there wasn't a real lot to say. I'm like, I really don't have anything to tell you at this point, so.
Coming up on Ricketts News Choice, PennDOT explains organ donor designations in Community and You. Plus, who's leading the way this week? Stay with us and find out.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call Wyln News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. Wyln, we're your local network.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. We are joined by Diego Sandino and Mike Toludo from PennDOT. We're going to be talking about organ donor designation and how we can go about that and the importance of doing such. So, why don't we start off? Can you talk about the importance of becoming an organ donor?
Organ and tissue donation is a life-saving and life-enhancing opportunity. It saves tens of thousands of lives each year and helps many more recover from trauma, spinal injuries, burns, vision loss, and more. PennDOT has partnered with the Department of Health in cooperation with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education and the Gift of Life Donor Program in an effort to promote organ donor and tissue donation awareness. Donation is strongly encouraged and voluntary. Thousands die every year waiting for donated organs. When just one person signs up to be an organ donor, they can potentially save up to 8 lives through organ donation and enhance the lives of 75 others through tissue donation. Anyone can become an organ donor, but individuals under the age of 18 are required to have consent of a parent or guardian.
And if somebody's watching this and thinking, I want to sign myself up for this, how can residents add an organ donor designation to their driver's license or photo IDs?
It is easy to add an organ donor designation to your driver's license or identification card. Making that decision today to become an organ donor can potentially lead to saving lives. You can register online to become an organ donor by visiting www.dmv.pa.gov and selecting the tab Become an Organ Donor in 30 seconds. The entire process is quick. Once the organ donor designation is added, you'll receive a confirmation card, which must be carried with you until the time of your driver license or identification card renewal. There are no additional fees to have this designation placed on your driver license or ID card at the time the photo is taken.
And how many donors are there currently in Pennsylvania?
More than 48% of current driver license and identification card holders are registered organ donors. That's more than 4.9 million Pennsylvanians. More than 7,000 Pennsylvanians currently await organ transplants, to put that into perspective.
Wow. How can people donate to the Robert Casey Memorial Trust Fund, and what's the money used for?
So driver license and identification card holders, as well as registered vehicle owners, can support organ donation programs by donating $3 to the Robert P. Casey Memorial Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Trust Fund at the time of application and or renewal. Customers renewing their vehicle registrations for a 2-year period can donate $6 to the fund when renewing online. The proceeds from the fund are used to educate and promote awareness of the importance of organ donation through nonprofit organizations such as Center for Organ Recovery and Education and the Gift of Life Donor Program. Pennsylvanians have generously donated more than $16.8 million over the life of the fund.
All right, folks. If you're looking into organ donor designation, please look online and consider being an organ donor. I myself am an organ donor, and it's just, saving a life. You never know when an instance can come where you can save a life. So thank you for joining us and talking to us about this. And thank you, folks, for joining us here on Community and You on WYLN.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Hazleton Area Superintendent Brian Uplinger is leading the way to kick off this week's series.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Leading the Way, where we explore the backstories of those paving NEPA towards a better future. This week, we are joined by Hazleton Area School District Superintendent Brian Uplinger. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, we'll start at the beginning, as we always begin. Tell us about growing up, what your aspirations were, what you did as a kid, just the general layout of who Brian was.
Yeah, sure. Believe it or not, I was a run-of-the-mill kid. Swam a lot. You know, every summer we were down at the pool, and from a very small community, very rural community, and a very loving family. You know, we had incredible times together and vacations and things like that. But I think what brought me into education was when I became a lifeguard and teaching children how to swim. And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good at this, I guess. So why don't I try that as I get older and get into the college scene and looking at different things that I could possibly do. I could probably be a teacher, and so that's where I'm at now, and where I've been, and the moving through all of those scenarios that that should I go into medicine, not medication, but medicine? Should I go into something else that doesn't take you away as much as as a teacher would, that through the course of a school day and coming home and having to grade papers and having to call parents and things like that. But no, it was something that really stuck with me, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Is I love being with kids. I love being with other educators, and I love to continue to learn.
All right, folks. Check back tomorrow as Brian continues leading the way into tomorrow's segment. Have a good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com. We can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next right here on WYLN TV.